Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the movie review and talk show podcast that comes your way every Saturday on our quest to take over the world, which you can help us out with by going to wherever you found us and hitting that like or subscribe button. These are the Internet Radio Superstars.
Holly.
John.
Michaela.
And I'm Colin, and tonight we are continuing our January Watchathon listener viewing experience.
It's got many titles.
Movies that were chosen by
you.
And so this is the second most voted
second most, yeah.
movie of the year.
Yes.
Yeah. We put it out to you to, tell us what you want to watch. You voted on it, and you voted for the movie called
When Evil Lurks.
Not Where Evil Lurks.
Yeah,
Colin.
I'll call it.
Sorry.
I'm going to call it three different things in the middle of this podcast. Guaranteed.
When I saw Where Evil Lurks on the winning ballot, I was like, "What is Where Evil Lurks?" I was like, "I know I've seen When Evil Lurks," and then I was like, "Is this like some hit, like some '80s movie that's like a hidden gem I've never heard of?" Nope, gotta watch a movie I've already seen. So
maybe they were aiming for a different movie.
Well, we could.
I looked it up. There is no Where Evil Lurks.
But we could cover. We could start here, and we could cover the who Evil Lurks, what Evil Lurks,
That's
where
the whole
Evil
cinematic
Lurks, when
universe?
Evil Lurks. We do the whole thing.
Well, there was
Why Evil Lurks.
The director did say there was a When Evil Lurks 2 in production. This sounds like a missed opportunity to go who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? Like that's how you're gonna do it. Yeah.
It is in production.
He said he wrote it, but that's
it should be Where Evil Lurks, and they go to like the
that makes
more centralized
sense
version
than When Evil Lurks, right?
maybe it's
When
a
Evil
translation
Lurks.
thing.
Maybe
Because this is an Argentinian film.
Okay, directed by or from the year
2023.
and directed by
Damian Rugna? Damien
Who?
Rugna?
Damien Rugna.
Yeah.
And we would know him from.
Satanic Hispanics.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh,
What a
Terrified.
great name.
I did see that.
Colin and I both saw Terrified.
Oh, I've
Sean,
heard of
did you see that?
Terrified. No, I've heard of it. I never
Yeah.
saw it. Okay. Oh, that sounds familiar.
Was it good?
I think I like Terrified better.
Yeah, I
Than
heard
this
people
one?
liked it.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Okay.
I didn't realize they did
But
Terrified.
we'll get into that. But Terrified has one scene that will stick with you.
Yes.
That builds tension really, really, really well, and then dissipates it in a really interesting way that I don't think this movie ever has a scene like that,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, because I had we were talking before, we're like, yeah, Terrified, right?
We could not recall the plot. To be fair,
Right,
we
yeah.
couldn't. We tried.
need help from synopses, and even this one, I guess I remembered the plot better.
Yeah. Same.
We've seen this before.
Well, you and I and Sean have. Holly has not.
I have not.
Okay,
You have
you're
now.
going into this cold. And as we said, so it's an Argentinian film that was very highly regarded in
Yes.
the year 2023.
Top of the list.
Even before that, the script before they even made the movie was celebrated as it was released and won a couple things, I think. And then they made the movie the next year.
Yeah, and I
A
noticed
Shudder co-production.
Yeah, they put up the money, so it's like a U.S. Argentinian co-production.
Yeah.
Um,
Shudder's first.
Ooh, it had its premiere at TIFF. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, there was
obviously,
buzz.
so Rugna had kind of stepped up through the rain, made a splash. I think with Terrified, because I don't think he'd done other stuff. Were they shorts? But that one made a splash. I think in what was that, like 2017?
Yep.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. 2017. Yeah,
I think there was
2017.
talk of a remake of that one, and then
Yeah,
Satanic-
Del Toro said he wanted to pick up a remake of Terrified, which of course he does because it has creepy kids in it. So of course he's like, give me that.
I know, but he wanted to do The Orphanage also.
Yeah.
Remake
Forgot
The
about that.
Orphanage.
Yeah.
That one never came around.
Yeah.
Didn't he produce a... Oh, no. After the fact, he wanted to.
Wait. Did Del Toro produce?
I thought
The
he produced
Orphanage?
it.
Somebody else was going to make a remake, and Fessenden, Larry Fessenden was
Yeah.
attached to
Really?
the remake, and that never happened. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, unfortunate. I feel like the problem with Terrified is that it came out right around the same time as Terrifier, and that kind of ate its SEO placement.
Confusion.
Yeah,
So much
very
confusion.
different movies.
Yeah.
very different. It's like a ghost story, kind of, and yeah. And then Satanic Hispanics, which I don't know. It sounds like a comedy.
Yeah, it's got to be. Based on the poster and just that name, yeah, it's got to be a
Like
comedy.
a horror comedy, do we think? I haven't
A little
seen
more.
it.
Oh, definitely. I think there's a demon on the front of that one too. A different type of demon, as we'll discuss tonight.
So demons seem to be Rutger's thing.
It's his thing, yeah.
Yeah, the supernatural.
Yep.
And I confess I didn't recognize any of the cast in this one.
I don't think we would.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess getting into it then, what's an overview of this movie? How would you describe it to someone who hasn't seen it, who might be interested? What's the tease? What's the pitch? How do you reel them in?
What would you do if you found out someone was possessed in your very small farm town? And
but not just what would you do, but what if you live in a world where this is a normal
where it's known?
occurrence? Like,
Yes.
like demon possession is a thing that happens, but it sounds like it typically only happens in the city.
But it's weird because it's like a cross between a demon possession, It Follows, and a zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
a little bit.
And it often does it feel like a sequel to a movie you missed?
Yes.
Sort of. Yeah, because it's been happening for a while.
It starts out like they jump right in with everyone having this like known superstition about this lore, and we don't know about it.
Right. And so the movie kind of doles that out over its running time, and then hopefully by the end of it, it all comes together and we completely understand what's been going on.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Okay.
make that promise.
Okay. So it's a movie that features primarily two brothers, right? This is
Two
Pedro.
dipshits. Yeah.
Yeah, Pedro
Oh my
and Jimmy.
God.
Yeah.
It's my big. Colin and I was telling you this. Colin and I were like trying to work our muscle memory for this movie before we watched it, and I was like, I just remember being so frustrated by fucking Pedro and all his choices through this whole movie.
Yeah,
When
one's
I was
an active
watching it, I was like,
dipshit.
he wasn't necessarily
Towards
the most
the end, he
egregious
gets-
one.
Yeah, well, everyone makes bad choices in this movie, but yeah.
Is it? Yeah, because I guess it's humans under duress. This is a very relentless movie.
Under duress
Yeah.
of demonry.
I mean, it is going for like trying to go like full out, full throttle for a lot of it. It's very grisly.
I did find it to be less bleak on a second watch, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's just because I
Yeah.
knew what was going to happen.
Don't look at
but-
me.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no input about a second watch.
Yeah, how was it on the first one?
Pretty bleak.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking
Oh, I
bleak.
remember it being pretty bleak on the first watch.
Jesus.
You're right, not as much so, but again, we know
We
what's
know,
coming,
yeah.
and we're not. Yeah,
Yeah. It's rural Argentina, which looks beautiful, by the way. This like a lot of the scenery shots and location shots in this film are really gorgeous, especially some of the aerial shots and stuff. Brothers Pedro and Jaime, right? That's the other guy's name.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jimmy. technically,
Jimmy.
yeah.
They say sometimes.
Yeah.
And they hear gunshots on their property, and
Gunshots
they
in the
go out in the morning, and they find half a torso, as you do. They do some backtracking to talk to. Is Ruiz their neighbor?
Yeah.
Seems like
Okay.
Ruiz is their neighbor.
Yeah.
They find half a
This is all farmland. Yeah.
half a dude and a possession sexton, like the ship sexton.
Yeah.
For direction, for navigating and whatnot.
Yeah.
They find the demon version of it. Basically,
Yeah.
they find something that's taken apart in the field. And they're like, this looks familiar.
I do like the random steampunky tools in this
It
movie.
is, yeah,
it
it is
doesn't make
nice.
sense, but I like
It
it.
doesn't make sense.
No.
In hindsight, then who did that demon sexton belong to?
The cleaner that was sent there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
half of the
hat.
cleaner. Yeah, you were in and out of the room
Okay,
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but yeah, they clarify it's the cleaner because
What's a cleaner?
a cleaner's your exorcist.
Okay.
Yeah, the person that performs.
Slash hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's coming there to kill.
Yes.
But to exercise first.
yeah. But you have to kill in a specific way.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That no one seems to understand, no matter how many times it gets told to them in this movie. No one gets that.
Is it they don't
Frustrating.
get it, or
I think they're driven to the point of madness.
is that what's
it seems
going?
like.
Yeah, because I mean they set up this rule. Well, there's
Oh God, we'll get to
many
the rules.
rules.
Yeah.
but one of them being like don't kill them with a firearm, and yet there's multiple times
Yep.
people kill them with firearms.
No.
Even though other people are saying, "Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that.
But is
Use
it
this
always
hatchet
supposed
instead."
to be that like a weakness on the part of humans that emotion will always overrule like their logic or what they're being
Yeah.
told, and they will always give into emotion.
Yeah.
And
guess.
And that's what it is preying on
yeah,
to make them do that.
it being some type of demon in this case. But okay, so they find the torso of the exorcist,
Yes.
and the demon sexton.
Yes, and they go to Ruiz and they're like, "Bro, what's this all about?" And Ruiz is like, "Well, let's go talk to this." Okay, so does this lady in the shack live on his property? because that's what he says to her, right? Like, it's my land, I'll do what I want, or something like that at one point. Yeah, so she lives on his property, which does feel like a risky thing to do in a world where demon possession is like a regular thing, to allow anyone to like live on your property. Or, you know, I get that they say it's rural in the rare areas, or rare in the rural areas, but it still. So they go to her house, and she's like, "You got it. The cleaner was on his way to kill my son Uriel. We got to take him out."
Yes.
And
enter Uriel.
Oh,
who
wow.
is, oof. What could we equate this to? Because this is pretty
Sloth
disgusting.
in Seven.
Yeah, but the fatter, bloated version of it.
Yeah,
I would say,
yeah, it's pretty.
Like one of the babies from Nothing But Trouble.
You remember Left 4 Dead, that video game?
Yeah. Oh, the ones that would explode that were really big. Yeah.
Or are they called the Belchers?
Yes.
The
Yes.
Boomers. The Boomers, because they'd explode, yeah. So he's this gross...
He's like oozing pus.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
that
absolutely
good
bad.
green snot. Blech,
Yeah.
pus.
Disgusting.
Blah, blah, blah,
But
blah.
he's like bloated, like his skin is stretched under his, like everywhere. It just looks so uncomfortable. It's so gross. Pustules, boils, all the gross skin things that could happen at once. But he's like so possessed that it's making him like rot from the inside out.
Okay, so this is like a terminology. This movie is full of terminology.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
He's what's
cleaner,
called a rotted.
The rotted.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
so-
no, the rotten.
The rotten.
It's a rotten.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love that terminology for this. As soon as I heard it in this movie, I'm like, that's a good one. I like that. There's a rotten down
Yeah,
there.
the
I was
rotten.
like, ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so the brothers are like, "What the hell are you doing? You can't keep this thing here. We have to get rid of it." Well, okay.
And they're like, "We're trying. We did." So yeah, apparently it's a procedure with the police. If you have rotten, you're supposed to call it in and report it, and they send out a cleaner. And
Yeah, this is an established protocol.
yeah, which
that
is
they
how you
have.
know it's happened for a long
This
time.
is wild. And I
Yeah.
guess if you're just listening to this and you're like, so this is like a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah.
Where like society is kind of regrouping after the apocalypse, right? Which they live with now, because it seems to have happened a while ago. And we're told that it, like, you know, infections were big in the big cities, but out here in the sticks, we're basically living our lives like normal.
Is
Right.
this a known thing? Like that that I know it feels like people know this is a thing that's happened, obviously,
Yeah.
because we have a protocol and everything. But was it like a big, like cities were falling down?
Well,
because
Ruiz
of this?
he said we'd never have them out here. That's why
Yeah.
we stay out here. Like
Okay.
Ruiz says something to that. He said, but in the city, that's different. But and I assume it's just because proximity of people, so it can
Right.
jump to things easier.
Yeah.
But
This is a COVID movie, right?
I mean,
2020.
Oh, yeah.
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 Could be.
Mhm.
That's very true. Oh man, I didn't even see that in
Yeah.
that perspective watching this tonight. There you
And
go.
there's other characters that are, you know, it seems like several people are asked about, you know, like they don't believe that it could happen here. They've never seen it in
Mhm.
person, you know, so it's like it's widespread, but it seems to be something that, so it's like, are those cities still occupied by, like, because this we're talking demonology.
Yeah.
There's demons on Earth.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And doesn't he say something later about how the churches have fallen, like churches don't exist anymore, or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, churches are dead, religion is dead,
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. He yells at one of them. Yeah,
Mhm.
like it had its like rise, and then shit went wrong, and it's just like, no, it's dead. It brings
When it couldn't drive out the
It
demons,
was-
I guess
yeah,
it died.
I guess
Yeah.
It was because
because of fraud.
there's a religious expert, I guess, that comes in later, and she apologizes
for killing,
for killing God,
Yeah.
basically, because the church
because she was a
had
fraudster.
to. Oh, you know what? I think it was because they had to kill the kids, because it was something about like the demons were like they want to be birthed, and so they would kill the infected kids, and it like turned everybody against the church or something. There's like a car ride where she mentioned that.
Yeah, that we'll get to that character. I have lots of issues with that character. Mrs. Expo dump at every
Yeah.
turn. Yeah.
I did like her line though. It's just like they'll go they'll go to children. They love children, or evil loves children, just like children love evil.
That was a great line. That should have been the tagline for the movie.
All right,
We can
so
still
the
use that
brothers-
somewhere. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
remember that
brothers are
one.
pressed into this situation because if memory holds, it's like there is some kind of rule where if a rotted appears, it has influence on like a geographic region,
Mhm.
right? So their whole thing is like, we have to get it out of our town.
Mhm.
We got to put it on a
Well,
truck
because
and,
he's rotting and he's going to die, and the demon's going to explode out of him and grab onto whatever's nearest. So that's why they want to get him out as quickly as they can, and they're frustrated because Uriel's mom said, I called the sheriff a year ago and told them about this, and they're just now sending someone out. So, like, when they first called, he wasn't this far along.
Yeah.
But it's been so long because of bureaucracy that, you
they're
know.
busy in the cities, and they got to send somebody
Well,
out
those
to
cops didn't look too fucking
That's true.
busy. Those were two small town cops that just don't give a shit. I do like that the cops are the real evil in this movie because there's two instances where they're being confronted with the demons and the cops are like, you're drunk, you don't know what you're talking about, which I love because they're living in this world where this is part of the protocol, and yet they're still writing it off and saying it's not happening and we don't need to help.
Yeah, looks like one of them feels like the rookie cop is just like he hasn't seen them before.
Yeah.
It's like the old stories, we've heard them, we've never seen anything like it.
But that does make it seem like this is like it somehow it was contained, right? Like at some point, like we got past it. There was a demon outbreak, and we got past it, and
or we
don't really
contained
have
it a
to-
little bit. Yeah,
But the cops also try to say it's not their thing to deal with. They say, well, we call the health department, they send someone, it's their problem. Like the cops are basically like, we kicked the can down the road to somebody else, and
Because
that's
they
their
got
problem.
experts who come in and handle this kind of thing with their demon sextants.
yes.
But it's just, it's crazy to me that, like you said, Colin, they're in this post-apocalypse world where this all happened, and yet the cops still don't believe people coming and telling them it's happening.
I mean, because you think you'd be on high alert, like, oh shit, at some point in our little community, eventually this is going to show up.
Considering the world we live in, it tracks.
It's pretty accurate, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
makes
that's why I was like, the
sense.
real villains
It
are
makes
these
sense.
two. Because they could have stopped this shit. This is all their fault. They got the call a year ago.
Well, the cleaner did come. It's the cleaners. The cleaners.
Yeah, but a year later, when he's about to pop and birth the demon, the cleaner's finally coming.
So what's so there's some mythology here then, right? The idea that a person is a specific type of person. Somebody becomes possessed, and then when they die, the demon is trapped in their body.
Yeah.
Until death, right? When the body dies, the demon is free to move somehow. We see that happening.
But it seems like it takes a while for the body to die.
Unless
At least for this guy's case,
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's multiple demons, right, in this movie that we're dealing with. There's the
guess.
primary one, which seems to be the one that's in Uriel. Uriel is the name of an angel, right? That's right. Didn't we see?
Yeah, Holly.
See, the prophecy. I think one of the angels there was Uriel.
Yeah, I think so. But none of this makes sense, any of it, because people that simply touch the body are now passing it on.
which is not one of the rules, right?
Not from what I heard.
They don't say
Not
don't
from what I
touch
heard.
it.
But like this is known because when they're moving the body, they're like, "Don't touch it. Did you touch him?"
Yeah,
But
and
then,
they have to
like,
burn their clothes.
They have to burn their clothes, and then we see that like they did touch something, and it is passed just from that.
yeah.
So it's not even. There's not even a rule of like the demon has to die. It's gonna spread anyway.
Yeah, it seems pretty unwinnable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really does.
So it's like a demonic infection. So
Yeah.
There is in the infection part because as we see later with the dog and the
Yeah. I know, because it just sniffed at some clothes, I think.
Yeah,
Infected
which
clothes.
by that logic, then the brothers and everybody should have been all
Everybody.
infected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
Correct.
seems
Yeah.
random, so you're never going to be like, oh, this person's infected. It could be anybody at any given time.
This is a COVID movie.
So they do load this guy on the back of a truck, and they're like, okay, we're going to take it and make it somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
I guess they're first like, what?
I'm
You got this? We're just going to drop it in like a ditch somewhere.
I'm surprised they didn't find it in like a water reserve. I'm thinking like cabin fever.
Yeah,
where the body ends up
poison
in the
the
water.
water.
Yeah, and poisons
Yeah.
the water and everything. I'm surprised that didn't happen.
For
Basically,
some reason,
kinda did,
that
but-
was my memory of because I saw this, when it came out, and I remember that scene of them pulling up by the bridge. And for some reason, in my mind, I was like, "Oh, the thing, got out there,
Yeah.
by the water."
Yeah.
But that,
Is there a reason they just can't burn it?
So
doesn't- yeah,
Let's,
see,
let's
it's-
go through the rule book, okay? Because
All right, Michaela, think about if you lived in your bog for about like 10 years.
Yes.
You wouldn't like any of these rules that we hear in this. It'd all be like very vague or like it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah.
You'd hear the garbled version way later on. So maybe they don't. You can't burn it.
It
and
just
everything.
seems like very. I mean, if this is like a demon possession situation, I feel like burning it is biblical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
fire always seems to
That
be.
seems like
It's
the logical-
cleansing.
Yeah. Like that seems like the way to go.
Yeah.
Well, these people have
but
lived in
the
this,
sycophants say that too, just before they burn the innocent
Oh,
person.
I mean,
so,
true. Yeah.
but they've been living in this society for so long that they have determined what the rules of engagement are with demons, right? We are told multiple times.
I gotta look it up because I cannot remember them all.
There's 7 rules that we're told.
There's 7 rules we're told. There's
Yeah,
actually
then-
like 15.
Yeah, there's yeah.
And-
So yeah, like don't touch them.
Don't
It's
feed
an
them after
unspoken
midnight.
rule.
Don't.
yeah.
So what are the the movie's setting up? This is the foundation of its mythology. What are the 7 rules?
Well, I remember one of them because she's literally doing it as she's explaining it, and that made me want to burn this movie to the ground. Is the grandma at one point says, "Don't call it by name," and then
Yeah,
the
don't name
grandson's
it.
like, "Well, what's its name?" And she lists all the names.
Yeah, she says Beelzebub.
Just
Azrael,
said, "Don't
yeah.
do that." What
Yeah.
the fuck?
She lists every name there is, and she's like, "Oh, okay." Well,
Yeah.
She's asking for it.
So you can't call a demon by its name, otherwise you'll summon it. There was something about electric light because
Don't
they
use
move in
lights.
the shadows.
Which
Yes.
there is that one really cool shot of the deer antlers kind of turning into like a long antlered shadow
Yeah.
that leads to
happens.
nothing.
There's
but,
Yeah.
another one. Did you see the one where
In the
she's laying in the bedroom?
bedroom? Yeah,
The one on
But
the
that was
side.
cool.
Yeah, that was
That
cool.
was
I
cool.
but
like
that was
I
candlelight, and that didn't make sense because she said I don't have electricity in my house. Like they
Yeah.
play fast and loose with these rules
Yeah.
they established because she has even the candlelight shadows, even though they say don't have electricity. Isn't
And
it?
because I didn't understand that,
Yeah.
like this electric light rule
Yeah.
later,
It
there's
doesn't
a
mean
character
anything.
who's pursuing an infected with car headlights
Mm-hmm.
and turning them off and turning them on, and I'm like, what? You still
Yeah.
use them, and,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
not
thing
like-
doesn't react at all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what?
there's nothing in the movie where any of them react to the light, like you
Yeah.
said, where that would come across, like, oh, they fucked up and turned on a light, and so now it's coming after them.
Well,
None
so-
of that comes into
So
it.
this is, I mean, before we even go into
Yeah.
the rules, because I guess we could look
Yeah.
at each one of
Yeah.
them. Then it's like the movie is setting up. Don't call them by name. That's the Chekhov's gun. It never goes off.
No, I would say none of these rules do.
Yeah, the electric light that never goes off.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
As a seasoned moviegoer, when you're telling us these rules, I'm trying to catalog them all for when they're going to pay off later, and they don't in this movie.
And as we're watching, I was like, okay, it's so casual because the filmmaker knows that he's not going to bring these back.
I guess, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
it's very like casually talked about because I couldn't remember any of them. And it's ultimately because they don't come back around.
Run away without taking anything
Oh,
is
yeah.
number one.
From
Which
your house.
yeah,
'cause
leave
if
everything
you're
behind.
infected,
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
got to drop everything and go.
Okay, they say avoid. Okay, there was another thing that didn't pay off. So they say avoid animals because it goes for animals first, but then they also say it goes for the deceased next after animals. Was there anyone that was dead that got reanimated by this thing?
Yes. Several times, yeah.
Okay.
There was
Yeah.
a couple
Well,
victims.
yeah,
that-
Sabrina did.
The little girl.
Yeah, Sabrina.
The
Yeah.
little girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get to the little girl. I have questions about that too. But
Okay. Next one.
the next one is don't use electric light. Do not harm the possessed.
Okay, so does that go to the you can't burn them? So
That's so
there's no
vague.
way
It's-
there's no way to kill them, is what you're
I
saying?
guess.
So, yeah.
Except for the sexton.
So you
No,
can't.
Holly, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
So you can't harm them. Basically, you just run
Yeah.
if
Just
you
run.
encounter
Yep.
a
Yes.
demon possessed
Just
person.
run.
And then it's do not speak the name of evil, which, yeah, like you said, Holly, she didn't just say it once. She listed literally every
All of
name
them.
for evil. Yep.
Yeah.
And that do not use firearms,
Okay.
which
That one seems arbitrary.
extremely.
I mean, because I was sitting there going like, okay, there has to be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use an axe? So you've already said don't harm them.
Yeah.
Can I use fire?
Yeah.
That I guess falls into don't harm. And then,
Right.
but specifically, whatever you do, don't shoot them with a firearm. And you're like,
Yeah.
what? Gunpowder is mentioned. Well, you can't use gunpowder. And I couldn't brain work it out. It just seemed completely
Right.
arbitrary.
And if you're telling me in a movie don't use guns, I'm assuming everyone's going to have badass crossbows or throwing knives or literally any other weaponry. But no, everyone in this movie still insists on using a gun.
Yeah.
And then number 7, which we don't find out until way later because it also does not matter. Do not fear death.
So
That means nothing.
It's they
Yeah.
do something with that. I'm not saying that it pays off, but it's the idea that the demon and the evil feeds on fear and actually orchestrates a bunch of shit based on what you fear.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it'll
you're
shit talk
afraid-
you, too.
You're afraid of losing your kid.
Yeah.
You're afraid of losing your family, and so it hones in on that. Possibly, in a big conspiracy to try and get one specific person who is not afraid, you know? And so then it's like, is it like the zombies, you know, kind of don't see you if you're not afraid? Because there's some of that happens maybe later. There were characters moving around amongst the possessed, and the possessed didn't do anything to them. And then it violates that rule. The person has no fear is attacked.
I think she did have fear at that point, though. Yeah, at that point, that was the problem. And then as soon as that happened,
Okay, I think it's funny though that this extremely bloated large man in the back of their truck slides out and they don't notice.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry.
Like, considering that the tailgate was up and everything, he would have had to go.
It was
just fly out of the back.
It was a pickup truck with a tonneau cover.
Yes, exactly.
And all it needed was some type of shot that, you know, where they go up and check it, and they're like, "Oh shit, the flap is." You know, but they don't cover that. So I was sitting like,
how did he fall out?
They swerve to avoid a kid in the road.
Yeah.
And then they drive like another 20 minutes, and they stop to lower the lift gate to try and. Or the tailgate, and they find out, oh shit, the body is gone.
Yeah, I don't think the laws of physics are on the side.
No,
of this.
don't you think you'd hear that thud at the very least?
And you'd see it, I don't know.
You see it in rear view? Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And so they're like, shit, we lost him. And they're like, well, how far? It was far enough away from our town.
Yeah.
They're like,
somebody
fuck
else's
it.
problem.
They literally say it's someone else's problem, which I was like, oh, that's what you think. That's what you think. This definitely won't come back to bite us in the ass at all.
Yeah. So they return back to home. Everything is okay. But I think they are like, okay, Pedro is like, I know that the infected is out there somewhere. And so I want to save my ex-wife and at least my kids. He's got 2 kids.
Because the brother shows up again. The other brother, Uriel's brother, shows up.
Oh, the younger kid.
Right. He shows up and is like, my mom's gone. I'm scared. I'm cold. And so they let him sleep in the barn.
Even though you're like, that kid's possessed.
And that kid, see ya at the last 5 minutes of this movie, kid. You're gone now for the rest of the fucking movie.
I'm not even sure what the point of that was. Like, if you cut the kid out of the movie completely, would you change anything at all? He delivers one line that explains something at the very end, but you're visually told this later, so it's not. It's redundant. Okay.
But then, he decides he needs to go get his kids, that he's been absent from their lives for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Pedro, this is the first moment where I'm like, okay, this guy.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, he goes into the city to break his restraining order to harass his ex-wife and her new husband, and that he has 3 kids. At like one's
his 2 boys. The little girl is their sister, but not.
Oh, okay. And the oldest one is like a teenager who has some sort of nonverbal autism, which they make as like a big deal and is important, but doesn't mean anything later on, and introduces a new rule that also doesn't.
What was that rule?
That they can't navigate their brains the same way. And remember, his hands were all twisted up, and then that's it. That doesn't mean anything.
Because I didn't understand what happened with that character's arc, really.
I don't think he had one.
I mean,
he had a moment of clarity and then went back.
Because it seems like the demon sort. So at some point, this, or spoiling a little bit further in the movie, but I'm just trying to sort this out. At some point, it's just determined that he's possessed because, he's exhibiting physical symptoms, and it's like the demon in an autistic brain can't sort it out. So they get trapped there. But then it seemed to unscramble things, and he has this moment of clarity, and then later he reverts. But is he faking it at that point because he's already committed a horrible act as a demonic entity?
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Except it's horrifying.
But but like we're learning all this through this character that's introduced like halfway through the movie, that just at every corner, every time they turn around a corner, she's like, oh, that's happening because the demon's doing this. Oh, that's happening because the demon's doing this. And like, it seems like she's just here for half the movie to just narrate these like other rules. That's where the movie really loses me, is when Murta comes in, but we'll get to that. But we should go back to when he goes to the house.
Yeah.
So he goes to the house.
His kids.
He's acting crazy, panic, getting fully naked in the middle of their house, being like, I need a fresh pair of clothes because now he needs to get rid of the contaminated clothes that he's been wearing this entire time.
He should do a little more explaining before you strip naked.
Yep.
It seems.
Especially in your ex-wife's house, he has a restraining order with.
So imagine showing up in your front door and your ex-husband they haven't seen in years is just there naked and you're like, okay.
So
police are being called immediately.
This was because him
and no one's especially going to listen to you if you're like, there's demons.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
So I guess
you're getting 5150 immediately.
That it's like I get his perspective, right? He's like, I know there's a demonic apocalypse that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I want to rescue my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have this. I got to explain my way past her new husband, and my ex-wife, right? And so he's like, I have to tell them, like somehow I have to get the kids without telling them this horrible, awful thing. But it's like he needs to tell them this horrible, awful thing. There's an apocalypse coming. I've seen it. I want you all to get in the car because there's demons coming.
Yeah.
You know about the demons. You've heard about it on the news.
It doesn't seem like they have, though.
Right. It's like everybody's reaction.
That's why I don't think the city, I don't think there was how big could this have gotten if these people are just ignoring it completely? Or what was it?
No,
what
I
did
think
it
it's
look
just
like?
that his credibility is shot
There's
with
that.
them, is what it is.
And
I think it's because it's coming from him.
Right. And if it was happening in the city, this stuff, it probably came under the guise of something else, like maybe an infection, and he's saying demons. And so it seems like two different things, you know what I mean? Like what he's saying isn't adding up.
I mean,
it isn't. What he's saying isn't a known thing. Demons. It doesn't seem.
To them, it doesn't seem like they're so quick to dismiss it. You're lying.
It's because of who it's coming from. That's why.
So what is his? Okay, so what? This is a character thing. Who is Pedro? Like, what is his deal? What has happened with him in the past?
We don't really get a ton
he's a
of
guy.
that. Yeah.
And by that I mean like
Ouch! I'm also a guy.
by that I mean he's like the guy that takes care of stuff for a bigger guy. Because they said that at one point, like, oh, you don't think we know that he's a murderer? You don't think we know that he's killed people?
So is he a hitman?
He takes care.
Argentina
is a big mobster country.
Yeah.
Like everything is under like mob rule, and he's just a little guy that does things for the big guy.
Okay.
There's a restraint. So his ex-wife
and
has.
He's been missing from his kids' lives for 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like she says you're violating the restraining order. Like they don't have a relationship. So for him to just show up out of the blue and start rambling all this stuff, they have no reason to believe him.
They say that because at one point, like, because he has a reputation, right? He's the one who stuffed up the the heat exhaust or something on the house, like
tried to kill them, to gas them to death.
And he's like, that's all lies that my ex-wife said because she wanted to get, possession of the kids. And so we're like, okay, so he's deadbeat dad. He hasn't paid any alimony in years.
And he tried to murder everyone.
Yeah.
And the kids don't want to spend any time with him. Well, did he actually do it? I don't know.
We never really know.
He does seem like a man ruled by his emotion.
Truly, very much so. So in a moment of crazy emotion, I believe he might do that. You know, it's like, if I can't have him, then we all just go.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is possibly
he's shamed when he gets in there and she's like dressing him down. I was like, you haven't done this and this and this, and he's like, but you have to come with me now. We have to get out of here. Yeah. So what we learn about the domestic situation, there's this the family has a little girl. That I think is the ex-wife and the new husband.
Yep.
And then Pedro and what's her Sabrina have what was a boy, and they have the autistic
Pedro the little girl, and then Santino is the son,
and Javier
Jair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that adds an interesting wrinkle to the movie.
Yeah.
Because Jair is nonverbal.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden now he has to, it's like we got to go right now. But now he has to stop and try and convince his autistic son, to get through to him in some way.
Yeah.
To get, we got to get out to the car without the kid freaking out.
Yeah.
Even though the situation, and then it just kind of, it seems like
devolves into chaos.
Is the point of that to just heighten the anxiety of all of these scenes. Like
Oh, yeah.
everybody's yelling at each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's mumbling in the background, and there's across.
Yeah, we want as much chaos in this moment as possible, it seems. They want it to just go nuts. And so then it starts to, because as he stripped his clothes and everything, the dog, they have a hooch, basically.
Oh,
getting-
okay. So I met one of these dog breeds at the dog show I went
What is
recently.
this?
It's a dog de Bordeaux. It's a French dog. And like, even if this dog wasn't demon possessed, it's like the one I met was like 130 pounds. Like my whole head could fit in its jaws. Like,
they're
and-
huge.
yeah, it's a huge dog.
And for all you out there, Michaela has a huge head.
yes. They're like big dogs, so it makes the scene even more tense and menacing. Just because, like, the dog's really imposing looking,
Yeah.
but he's sniffing his
And they
clothes
keep
and
going
the
to him.
tension.
They keep
just
they keep
keeps-
cutting to it.
Yeah.
Because you know the dog sniffed and licked the
Yes.
clothes, and you're like, okay, I know they haven't told me contamination's a thing, but I
Yeah.
know it's going to happen
And then
because
he's-
the way the language of the movie is going.
Yeah, the language is
Yeah.
taking us there, and then he's getting too close to the kids, and then you're just like on that level, and just like, oh, this
The parents
doesn't
are
feel.
It's good
No
tension.
No one's paying
Yeah,
attention
yeah,
to it.
yes.
Yeah, it's very good tension, very good.
Yeah.
And then,
It is. I mean, so it's
Goodbye.
expected, but it's still like a shocking when it happens.
It goes on for a lot longer than I expected it to. Is
Yeah,
what
he's
it,
ripping that kid
shaking
apart.
it back
you
and
know.
forth.
Yeah. And we're not used to seeing that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
And
we're
it
not used
is-
to seeing stuff with kids being shown.
And this is one of those scenes that's like, because there's not a ton of them in this movie, but this one's in like broad daylight too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff happens at night in this movie, but yeah, he's shaking this little girl around like a fucking rag doll, like how my dogs do when they get real excited with a toy, like just shaking it, and then runs out the front door with her in her mouth.
yeah, gone.
It's just gone down the street. Yeah.
And so the dad, that's
Leo.
Leo, he goes chasing after. Well, I guess Pedro goes out, but then it's like Pedro, I think, is like, this is futile. I know how this is ending.
Honestly, I think it's because
it's
it's not his kid.
not his.
Oh,
kid.
definitely,
yeah.
He's going to be going back and trying to get his kid. We got to get out of here, like right now. And I believe by the time he gets back to the house, the little girl has returned. Is it Vicky,
This is where I have a
Victoria?
question. She has no marks on her.
Yeah.
Is she the only corpse that gets reanimated without like the way they died in their flesh?
Right, because everybody else still has like the injuries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why
she's-
is that?
Perfectly returned, and we're like, oh shit, she's the devil.
It feels like a lazy misdirect in the writing to do
It
that.
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense for her to be just totally fine.
Yeah.
We saw her get shook around by
Except
this dog.
mom is like, oh, my daughter's
Yeah,
back.
as
and-
far as like baiting the people to think
Yeah,
everything's
but they-
okay, did
it's
they
a
needed?
misdirect. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a misdirect, but they should have done that with everyone that is like attacked.
Exactly.
Everyone should like all of a sudden look normal again.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, like characters, just recently deceased, end up calling the recently their loved ones back, and trying to.
Mhm.
It's like that Black Sabbath thing. Right? The vampires
yeah.
are trying to,
But yeah, Sabrina's face is all fucked up when she
yeah.
comes back though.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Why is it this like a censorship thing? Is what I was thinking.
Kids.
Oh, I was thinking, yeah. Was it like that's too extreme to show the kid
Are
all
you
fucked up?
kidding
So,
me? Did you see her eating that kid's brain, like pulling it right out of his head?
But that
that's
kid
very
was
true.
already dead.
And that was very
True.
dark.
yeah,
And that was very dark.
that was also at night. Yeah,
That was gross.
yeah, it was.
She's like digging around in his skull
Yeah.
for brain matters.
Yeah.
She's eating it like how I eat popcorn when I'm stoned to the movie theater. She's got it under her arm, fucking
Yeah.
scooping those brains out.
Well, this is because she, like the kid, the little girl, taunts her, like, Daddy's going to come back and he's going to kill you with the car.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, Leo comes back in the pickup
Because he
truck.
shoots the dog.
Yeah.
Another time you're not supposed to use guns. He shoots the dog, and then so it jumps into him. I assume.
That's right. We did skip over the other gun.
we should talk about that one. That
yeah.
was because that is like that's the poster of the movie.
Right.
Ruiz, the way Ruiz and his pregnant wife meet their end is they have a farm of goats. How does she know the one goat is evil amongst it? I couldn't
I
tell what she
don't-
was pointing at.
I don't know.
I think
like
she could feel it, and
I
then she turned around.
guess?
She's like, "It's staring at me and not moving."
It's like that goat.
Good goat
And
acting.
he's like, oh, shit. And he's like, get my shotgun. She's like, don't shoot it.
She's
and I
like,
think-
use this hatchet.
It's a cool scene because he like shoots the gun in the air. All the goats run off except this one evil fucking
That-
goat.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he
I
stands
like
there
this part.
staring at him,
Yeah.
and they're
I
like, don't shoot it because we're going to expect a child. So we're like, okay, what's happening here? If he kills the demon possessed goat, the goat or the demon will go into the baby. right? That's what she's
that's
afraid of.
what. Well,
Yes.
that's what. Someone said, "Oh,
was the
do you
rule.
want it to come for you?
When
It'll come for your baby."
When the demon was shit talking earlier,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, I'll
yeah.
come for your baby first.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
This goat, I love that we get shots of the goat's little hooves close up, slowly creeping up to the fence line.
Yeah.
I love
She's
that.
like, get away, and it like walks right up
Deliberately and
Yeah.
slowly.
Basically grabs it and is like, go for it.
Yeah, I love that this goat's like, do it, motherfucker. Like the goat walks up and puts the barrel of the gun right to its forehead, staring at this guy. Great goat acting.
This close to a tiny little hoof coming up and just moving the barrel to
Yeah.
its head and then going back down, a little hoof on a stick.
Yeah.
So close.
But yeah, otherwise, there like when she was pointing at it though in the crowd, I was like, I'm not seeing what is she talking
No,
about?
it didn't
like
look
I
any
couldn't.
different.
No.
It wasn't until he shot up in the air and they ran away and it was still staring. Then
Right.
it was like, okay, it's the goat's fucking
Yeah,
evil.
there were two shots. One where it was like you saw the evil goat, but I think it had a tag,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second shot was like, oh shit, it's like lost in a sea of goats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which so
Okay.
Sea of goats.
it just goes to one animal. It
Maybe.
doesn't go to multiple. Okay.
And they're
yeah.
not legion apparently.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, is it like how many entities are we actually talking about in this movie? I don't know. So that one,
Well, they said it's just like it's not birthed yet, but the essence is loose, which feels like it can
The
get
essence
into
is loose.
Right.
Basically,
That's what
yeah.
they- I
the
guess
juice
that's-
is loose. It can get into anything.
that is what's happening, right? There's some evil that wants to be born because
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know, once they're born, it's like end of the world kind of situation. And until then,
Which
it's just
is
kind of
bullshit. It's already here.
Yeah.
Why does it need to make a big pageantry about it? Like,
Yeah. It's already
you're
doing
already
thing.
in a person.
Right.
What are we doing here?
like, why do you have to be in a new body, new
yeah,
person?
you have to
new...
like emerge as a what are you doing?
Yeah. It seems
This is
redundant.
this is like that annoying girl you went to high school with that like reinvents herself every time she joins a multi-level market.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like just get over
Exactly.
yourself.
Yeah. New year, new me.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
I mean, I suppose it's some kind of like metaphorical thing more than like a real, like the birth of evil. Like somehow it has to take root and then be born into the world, and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
They're
It's
already
like-
fucked. All the bad shit's already
A
happening.
more pure form of evil is that it's born out of it rather than because that's how it always has to be, the evil being born.
It clearly doesn't have to. It's already happening.
Well,
in
yeah,
the-
but
in the
it'll be worse
cosmology
with
of
the born evil. I'm guessing
Although we don't know. I mean, I've seen Damien Omen
he'll get
3.
into politics. It'll be worse.
Damien Omen 3. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but Ruiz shoots the goat, and then his pregnant wife behind him with the hatchet, who's like, "Don't shoot the goat." Hatchets him in the face.
'Cause
He
she's
dies.
like, oh my God, you've just fucked us and
Yep.
our kid.
Yep. And then she hatchets herself in the face, which is like the silhouette on the poster. I remember people talking about that scene a lot
Yeah.
when it came out, and I found it to be one of the least impactful of the gory scenes in the movie. I think all the other ones are way worse.
Yeah, I think that
But
was
I
the
think-
scene they released.
I don't think it's necessarily about the gore. I think
Yeah.
it's like
The
the
shock.
shock of
Gotcha.
you seeing it like straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a person commit suicide by hacking
I
their
mean,
face
that's
off.
true,
Yeah.
but
That's what's shocking.
no, I
Yeah.
get it. But like the actual gore of her hitting
Yeah,
her face, there's
yeah.
not much there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. I don't think it's about the gore.
Yeah, gotcha,
I really
okay.
don't.
No, and I
Yeah.
like that too because like she's not doing it too hard, but enough to kill herself. But it just what little does show up, I think, is more impactful than it being wholly bloody and everything. Because you're just like, oh, it feels more real and it feels like, God
It's
damn it,
very
it looks
jarring.
like it hurts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Sabrina is killed by her husband who plows into her. I was unsure if he was taken over by a
And the daughter's
demon
right
at that
there
point.
and doesn't get hit.
Right.
I think she did, but
But
she
she's
doesn't
she's
matter.
a demon.
Demonic.
It
But
doesn't
she
matter.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter because she heals herself miraculously and just keeps going.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so the brothers pick up their mom, who doesn't
Yes.
believe any of this stuff really, or she's like, it's so far away from us, it doesn't really matter to us.
Worst family road trip ever. This one, I fucking tell you,
We're
my
escaping a
God.
demon.
And at some point, I think the undead Sabrina calls Pedro and taunts him, "You're a horrible father, and your shortcomings, you're awful, and
Yep.
the kids hate you." And he busts a cell phone, and then they're like, "What are we gonna do?" And Jaime is like, "Okay, I think I know someone who can help us, and this is going to take us to Marta." Introduced into the movie, and so I think so. Who is Marta?
I'm very.
Unclear.
I think they never like mention the fact that she's like 70 and he's like 40.
They
They
were both
kind
younger
of-
at one point.
Because I'm like, how does he know her? Was question number one.
Yeah, and clearly they were involved because he
Yes.
like alludes to that, and he's like, I was younger, she was younger. And I'm like, but you're not that old. Like, how old were you when this happened?
And Pedro does say something about like you always,
Young.
missed the teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like
which
that.
is why I'm like, this
Gross.
is creepy.
And then the end set piece of the movie does take place in a school, which
Yeah.
I think is like bringing her back to like her environment.
They say she's a former cleaner. I'm reading. I'm trying to
Yeah,
find
she
out
was-
what I'm supposed to pick up from her.
Yeah, she said that they got when churches were big.
shepherds.
Is that what she said?
She said we were my husband and I were shepherds.
Is she saying that metaphorically? Because they used to run a
They-
church.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
they were like pastors of a church,
But they were fraudsters.
frauds. They were like,
Taking people's money is
Yeah.
like, this will help you, probably selling snake oil and whatnot.
Because the first time they saw an infected, they thought it was an actor that they had hired
Right.
until he vomited up the remains of the family he had eaten the night before.
Yes. And so at that point, they switched to becoming cleaners, her and her husband. And they did that for years, she said. And then he didn't come home one night from a cleaning, and then she abandoned her whole life after that, because that was, like we said, one of the rules: just leave everything and go. And so
then-
she did, and that's
Okay, so then I don't understand this because at some point, so we assume that was a very long time ago, and that was when she met Jaime,
when she was a cleaner.
when she was a cleaner,
When she was a cleaner.
and
Right. Essentially, what I'm saying is it really seems like he was maybe like a child.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was much older and it was
Predatory.
gross.
Mhm.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's what's like implied. I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah,
and so,
unnecessary, gross detail.
Unnecessary. Yeah.
but she's the one who tells us here are the 7 rules, right? So she's the person who knows, she's got the experience. She knows what's going on. And she's like, we have to kill the actual demonic entity, right? The one that got away,
Yeah.
which ends up, it's Uriel. It's the guy from the beginning.
The guy who fell out of the truck.
We got to find him and kill him to end this pestilence, right?
Yes.
So there's some drama, I think, around the home because Sabrina shows up, the undead Sabrina, and abducts Santiago, the kid. And then it's like, shit, it's like everything's fucked. We got to go find him.
Is
And
his
then-
name Santiago?
Santino.
Santino, sorry.
Santino, yeah.
Okay.
And that's when we find, right? Because there's like a horrifying scene where Pedro confronts her in a bedroom after she's like gathered Santino up and walks out the window, which is a balcony, and like apparently kills them both by jumping off of it. And you're like, oh, you see the sun.
Yeah. And Jair is in the car at this point and won't leave the car, and that's where they're at, because we see the Sabrina come back and put a bloody hand on the car, and then that's when she goes up to the room, and Santino's with the mother. She freaks out, and then grabs him and jumps off
Yeah,
the
grandma
car.
is like,
And
what?
she's like, I'm
Yeah.
gone.
And then it's a question of who goes after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of not clear on, because I think Jaime leaves the movie at a point. He goes off in the dark in his pickup truck, turning the headlights on and off until he finds Sabrina walking down the road,
Yeah.
Eating
carrying
her
the child.
brain popcorn. Yep.
Yep, eating the brain pop. We're like, oh my God, that's a pretty good shot.
It
'cause
is.
the camera's outside and rotating around the car. And
Yeah, no,
all
it's
this stuff.
good.
And so then he takes it upon himself to run her over and then crashes into a tree. And at that point, I did lose track of him. And I'm like, did he die in that crash? Like, what happened to him? But he does show up again at the end, like nothing happened. He's back
Yeah.
at the house. Okay.
It's
But
so
he ejects
stupid.
from the
It's
movie
so
at this point.
stupid. It's so stupid. He drives past her slowly, sees that she's eating the brains out of this kid. Mission accomplished. The kid's already dead. You go back home.
Leave.
That's
Did he just
it.
go insane for a
That's
minute
it.
at that point?
But he like rams her with the car and rams the car into a tree.
yeah.
Ruins the car. Yeah.
Ruins the car. It's like, all right, so now you're alone with the thing in the middle of nowhere.
Shouldn't he
and you don't have
technically
a
be
car.
possessed?
Like, yeah,
Shouldn't it jump to him right in this moment?
right, exactly.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, why
well,
not?
because
Yeah.
he killed it. He heard it.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like hanging through the window, dripping stuff out of its head.
yeah.
That was
And
gross.
it's
Yeah.
like talking to him, and he's just like staring at it, and that's when we like stop seeing him.
Yeah.
We don't
'cause
see what
doesn't it
happens after
imply
that.
Also,
So the movie
Sabrina implies that they had an affair.
She implies it, yeah.
Yeah. Movie's saying that the next time we see Jimmy, he should be possessed.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
But-
So cut away, and then we're back to, I believe Marta and
Pedro.
Pedro go off, and they're like, okay, we're going to hunt down the evil
Yep.
and exterminate it. While they're gone, this is when Jair has his lucid moment.
Yeah.
And comes in and starts asking Grandma for tea or something. We're like, oh shit, Grandma's toast.
Yep.
And then we leave that. So until later.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're in the third act of the movie and we're tracking down the demon. And so that's when we get the line about children. Evil loves children and children loves evil. We see a sign for a school and we go to a school. What do they find when they arrive?
A scene out of a Del Toro movie.
Basically.
So is it the orphanage that has that
children?
scene where she's writing on the chalkboard and it cuts back? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
They keep getting closer.
Yes, yeah. A bunch of like weird comatose possessed children at desks.
Yeah.
So what's going on there?
I don't know. Colin, I
you
need
tell
help.
me.
Yeah,
I don't
Children
I
are being
know.
drawn there for some reason. I don't know why.
They're like children of the corn. They're like,
basically.
but they're all dusty.
they're like pseudo possessed.
Yeah, and they say it's lime dust to conceal the smell.
Yeah.
So what I get out of it, what
killed
we're
all the
presented
parents.
with, right, is I think you guys kind of cracked it, that like the evil arrived while school was in session, and
Parents coming to pick up their kids.
Yeah, apparently not.
Man,
The
pickup
parents
line
don't
at the
care.
elementary school is deadly.
Because we're told the teachers. So basically, the kids got possessed, killed all the teachers, right, and then instructed by whatever the hive mind Uriel, they bury him under the stage in
Yeah.
the gymnasium. They bury him like under the stage, but then they pile the teachers' bodies.
Yeah.
Were those also the parents' bodies? Is that what we're supposed to? The parents didn't care about the kids.
Probably.
They came to pick them up. The kids killed them, dumped them in there, covered them in lime dust, and that's why they're all
Makes
dust.
sense. There you go.
And so there's these kids are like, no, they're like, where is Uriel? Tell us where he is. And they're like, he's over at so and so's house, the teacher's house, like 5 miles from here. No,
And
he's
then
over
Pedro
at my
slaps
house.
him.
Yeah.
And they say over there, and then Pedro slaps them.
And so Pedro being, like, yeah, or actually, I think it's Marta who's
Yeah,
like,
if they're
they're
telling us
trying
to
to
go
send
over
us
there.
away. It's actually here. We have to look for it.
Yep.
And they do find the boomer is the
The bloater.
bloater. What
Yeah.
the hell was that? You guys
I
should
thought
play
they
Left
were
4
called.
Dead.
I did play Left 4 Dead. I liked it. Yeah, I thought they were called like boomers. Yeah, boomers. or
Boomer
something.
because they exploded.
In
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
In Last of Us?
No, Left 4 Dead.
Oh, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking because in The Last of Us, there's bloaters.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kinda-
Every
yeah,
zombie
that's
game has this
some
character.
version of
yeah,
this,
yeah.
yes.
So he's okay. So this is where we actually get to see Marta doing her cleaner act, right? Which involves the demon sextant,
Yes.
which she has to install on a tripod.
I don't understand this thing.
It has.
I think she's making it up.
We're never given
Blade.
anything to understand it.
Right.
So,
She
yeah.
says, "I have to see the nave." The
nape.
The nape of the
Oh,
neck.
is it
Back
the
of the
nape of the?
neck,
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's
Which is how
got
they kill Titans. It's ironic.
Yeah.
So she's like, Pedro, you have to like hack the floor open, drag the body out so we can impale it on this thing. Meanwhile, the evil demon kids are just standing there,
Yeah, trying to distract him.
but they don't attack. They're just, they're screaming at them and like, don't do it. You're going to blah, 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 blah,
Yes, there's an axe. Would you
Why
like an
don't
axe?
they attack?
I don't think they can.
I don't. Yeah, because it doesn't
I
seem
don't
like
know.
I don't know if they're afraid at this point, or at least she's not afraid. It doesn't. There's nothing that's going to answer this
Yeah, I
question.
don't know why
No,
they don't
there's
attack.
not.
Because
There's nothing that's
as
going to
soon
answer.
as he's
It's
out of
just
the room, they
speculation on our
attack.
part. Yeah.
And apparently they attack the parents and the teachers.
Yeah.
So why don't they attack right now?
That's a
I
great
don't
question,
know.
Colin. We're never gonna know.
Yeah.
And so
he makes a mistake by
because he
leaving her
has,
alone.
like this, like he's wired to like have a failing at every single step of the way.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's what we're getting out of Pedro. Is it? Is it like he makes the wrong choice every single time he's given a fork in the road?
Yep.
Because the cleaner, the exorcist, is telling him specifically, "Don't listen to this. Do this. Give me the thing. I'm going to poke it. We're going to kill it. It's going to be great." And the little girl's like, "You can get the axe from the other room and like hack the floor up." And he listens, even though she's like, "Don't listen to her."
Maybe that's why this whole thing started in this area. Like the whole thing was a plan because they knew he would make all the wrong decisions leading to the birth of the demon. And so that's why it's happening in this little backwoods.
Going
area
back
of it.
to Holly's COVID analogy, it's against my civil rights to wear a mask. It's kind of like that thing. Like, no, I'm the expert telling you this is how you handle the situation. No, I know better than you. I'll do it my way.
Yes, and then
To the doom of everybody
demons
else.
are born. Yes.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, what is it going for here? It's like, I mean, every single...
I think it's just trying to say that no matter what you try and do...
It's inevitable?
It's inevitable.
Well, it's inevitable because humans will enable it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they will fail at every,
Yep.
I mean, that's why this movie's so bleak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? It has a dim view of human nature.
As it should.
And so so anyway, it's a trap, right? Like he goes into the other room to get the axe. There is no axe. They lock him in the room, and then I think Marta becomes scared.
Yes.
Like, leave me alone in here with them.
Yes.
And she's killed off camera.
Well, she's killed as she's being dragged out of the thing with a couple hammers to the head. She's still alive at a certain
they're
point.
showing the hammers.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
get hammer strikes to the head.
Yeah.
It's a very brutal movie.
Yes, very
Yep.
much.
I think that's why it got as much attention as it did. Was just
Probably.
the sheer brutality of it.
Probably.
I mean, it's shocking. I mean, I've seen a lot of horror movies. I mean, this is playing in that kind of new field of, brutal, bleak,
Yeah.
aggressively relentless, uncompromising horror.
I mean, the dog scene was not something I'll forget, especially because I
Yeah.
remember when I first saw it, I thought something bad was happening to the dog,
Yeah.
and it said the dog is the perpetrator. Like,
Right.
So
Yeah, that one got me when I first saw this. That dog scene. I was just like, whoa. Yeah, but that's what
too
they're going
real.
for.
That one's
Yeah.
too real.
Yeah.
Like that could happen. Like, yeah.
So eventually he frees himself from the room that he's locked in and comes out.
And Uriel starts chick talking him again. I love when his little head's peeking out from the floor.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It is very I thought it was very funny.
It's funny.
It's very funny. He's like, hello.
Reminded me of Evil Dead too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Uriel is, of course, like begging to be killed. Kill me.
Yeah.
Do it,
Release it.
And because we know if he does kill him, that unleashes the ultimate evil. And again, he makes a terrible decision.
Yep.
He bashes that fucker's head in because he hates him so much. So the hate, overrules him. So he kills it.
Yep.
And but then he seems resigned to like, okay, I know I've like totally fucked the world. What can I do? He like kneels down, exhausted,
Yep.
and we see the birth of evil. What do we see?
Like blood slime jelly covered little kid
Yeah.
burst out from like
I have a problem with this.
the stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't need to see a little kid's butt.
I mean, that's very true.
Yeah.
That was not appropriate.
Yeah.
I'm never okay with that.
No.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Especially when they've already referenced like questionable things in this movie about
Yeah.
kids. Don't need to see that. Don't like it.
Well, for all we know, they CG'd it in later or something
don't
like
like
that. I get the idea that they're going for. It's
Yeah.
like a newly born, slime covered, entity that's
Yeah.
like, and all the other kids are enraptured as this
They found their new leader.
being moves through them, and and it stops.
And the natural end of the movie is right there.
Yeah, because
It feels like the end. It feels like everything else was added later, doesn't it? Because like the shot, even the way it's shot with like the sun and them crossing the field, it's like this is
Yeah,
your
that's
final
your
shot.
shot.
Yeah,
that's
your
your
shot.
shot.
That's
And
the end of it.
ironically,
that's
that
evil
is-
off into the world.
Yeah.
The evil's mission accomplished. And
that is how
then
I
you leave.
remember the end of
Yeah,
the movie until we
because
watched it tonight. I was like,
yeah.
oh shit, it keeps going.
If you had told me that wasn't on the original version we watched,
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Because when they come back and they have like I don't know, I guess what they're trying to do is resolve with the other characters. No. The way you left it so off camera we assume they die.
Yeah.
And we're fine with that.
And
Right.
it's better that way
It's
because
better.
last we saw the autistic kid was lucid and verbal
And clearly about to kill
and
grandma.
clearly about to kill grandma. That's
We
all.
know-
That's
yeah.
all I needed.
That's all we needed.
Didn't need the more explicit version that we do.
Well,
get.
and Jamie should be possessed.
Yeah,
Because he
he's
killed.
like,
Yeah.
like trapped in the
Yeah.
car with like the thing coming through the
Yeah.
window. Like,
Yeah, that would have been
done.
fine if he'd been left
Done.
there. That would have been okay. Didn't need the kid in the barn again.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
none
so
of this
I
is
guess
needed.
explain. Well, I mean,
Oh, the
there
kid in
there
the
is a
barn.
scene. I guess just
Jair finally gets his apple ice cream.
Well, before that, the demon thing marks
Yes.
Pedro with 3 bloody fingerprints.
Yes.
And then he goes home and takes a shower and he can't wipe the mark off. So he is somehow anointed, right?
Sure.
In the as helping because they didn't kill him. He's
Yeah.
the father of the Antichrist in some way.
There you go.
I don't know. It never pays. I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to get out of that. And then, so then there's this coda where he exhausted returns home and then finds out to his horror, right? I think when, as the kid Jair is choking himself, right? He ends up vomiting up or pulling out of his mouth just because it's gross.
Hair, yes.
Hair.
It's always hair.
And the necklace that we saw that Grandma's been wearing the whole. So he ate Grandma.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, this is not like a surprise to any of the audience.
Yeah.
Right. But
especially when it's explicitly told by the kid in the barn. Like, we get 2 explanations of that.
Yeah. 'Cause what was
Which
his?
we didn't need.
He's like, I heard voices in my head and I ate my parents or whatever the fuck
Basically.
he says. And the only thing that I could see that, like, why this coda was there was to give the actor playing Pedro that moment, right?
I guess.
He comes out, he sinks to his knees, and he screams, you know, just soulful, like, this is the end of, he's lost it all, you know? And then the camera pulls back. So him and Jaime are the only survivors. It started with them. It ends with them.
Yeah.
And they've lost everything in life. And it's just like downbeat, depressing. And okay, you're defeated. And cut to black.
Yeah.
And then metal.
And then metal.
Which apparently the
Very
director was the guitarist on.
Okay, well, that makes sense because it doesn't fit the tone of this movie at all.
So
it felt like the end of Daredevil.
Was there a score in this movie? Because I didn't.
There was.
notice.
I liked it a lot.
Really? Oh, I didn't even
notice
clock
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, because at some points it felt like I was in the bowels of an industrial clock. There was just like these clanging noises and shit. There was more to the score than that, but there was
a lot of
at least one
wow.
sequence where it was
Yeah.
like,
Wow. Yeah, I liked it.
I can't recall any music in this movie.
Nope.
So
it was
Not
because
even
it was
a
like a sonic assault. It wasn't like
Sonic
music.
Assault.
It was
That's
Sonic
cool
Assault's a
band name.
great band name.
Yeah.
That is a great band name, but that, like, you just summed up this entire movie.
Yeah.
The Sonic Assault.
The sound in this movie was just assaulting the entire time.
Did anybody
Yeah.
get almost go insane when they're in the car and Jair
I
is
was
I couldn't-
seriously about to go crazy.
about 2 seconds away from going crazy?
It's
Yeah.
Because it goes on for
everybody's
so long.
yelling at each other.
Yes.
It was way too over, like,
Yeah.
way too much overstimulation.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was not
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
I
it was
Not
remember
good at
it
all.
reminded me of you've seen Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me.
Nope.
Like David Lynch created those moments where things would build to like this peak, you know, of just like overstimulation and noise. There's a dog barking, horns are honking, all the most annoying sounds in nature and in the world. And this is kind of what I thought he was going for there. It's like we're just going to build to these peaks, and then they're interrupted by shocking violence.
Yeah.
That brings it down, and then it's quiet after that. I mean, it's a technique, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Was it effective?
I mean, it was annoying. If that's what it was going for, then I mean, yeah, I guess it made me uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
Did you want me to want to shut off the movie?
yeah.
If that was your goal, success.
I think that is his goal, and you know, it does, you know, add intensity, and it gets you, I think, your head into a space where you should be for this movie. You may not enjoy it. I'm not saying you're going to enjoy it at all.
That was the
But I think
intention.
that is the intent. That's
Yeah.
the purpose, to get you into that mindset for this.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Okay, well, we've now seen the movie,
Yes.
talked about the movie. Now we're going to tell you whether or not we would recommend that you watch the movie. But first, we're going to answer some of your mail. And in order to do that, we're going to have to summon our mailman, Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
Thanks, Igor.
Thank you, Igor, for that one.
I hope he didn't watch this one with us. I hope he was down in his little hole doing his Igor things, because this might just because I mean he gets pustules and stuff from time to time.
Yeah.
So this is bad representation for his kind, you know.
Stress pustule.
I don't want him to look at Uriel.
Some of us
and,
ooze doesn't mean
Yeah.
we're possessed by
yeah,
demons.
exactly. Like Uriel would upset him because that's not him,
Right.
You know?
Well, we should let the good folks at home know
Not
how
all
they
pustules.
can participate on this interactive portion of our show. by following along on Facebook,
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
on X,
At Sat Freak Show.
by email,
SaturdayFreakShow@yahoo.com.
and on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. About tonight's movie, When Evil Lurks. Robin Linneman Silverberg writes in and says, this one is kind of a tough watch, but I do like horror stories with bleak endings.
Yes.
Yeah.
James Mace says, coincidentally, I was thinking the other day about great films I would never recommend to anyone because they're so bleak. I came up with Threads, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, and When Evil Lurks. They're all amazing, but oh my God, you're ready to drink hemlock at the end of all three. If you've never seen When Evil Lurks before, I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathy.
There you go. That's Aliens, right?
What?
That's in the Aliens. Wait,
Which one?
What?
the quote you just said at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alien.
Yeah. Well, you have my
yeah.
sympathies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's from Ash. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Ash's
yeah.
line. Yeah. I've heard Threads is
I know.
bleak
I've
as
heard
fuck.
it's,
I
intense.
still want to watch it.
Yeah,
Henry-
it's a UK nuclear holocaust.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
yeah, that's intense.
Yeah.
Every couple years I kick around the idea of bringing Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer to Freak Show, and then I watch like 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, nah, I'm
I've
good.
had that on my list.
I have the
years.
Blu-ray at home. I have not seen it, and every once in a while I'm like, I should watch it, and I'm just like,
Brooker's
it's
too
fucking
good at
bleak.
that.
That's
Yeah.
It's
Please
a
don't
tough
bring
one.
it.
Yeah, it's
Please. I beg you.
Maybe I'll save that one for myself and just be bleak at home.
I mean, I've seen it before, but I just don't want. Yeah, like he said, I can't say I'd see it again or recommend it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies, like some of them, they're so bleak that when you go back, you are able to kind of take that first impression is so like, Jesus Christ,
Right.
I am disturbed.
Right.
Yes. And you go back and, but for a first watch,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Brooker's too good at that role. He's
Yeah.
Rooker's always good.
yeah.
Nelson Nascimento says Damien Rugna has my vote as a horror director to watch. His previous effort, Terrified, was extremely solid. I'm looking forward to what he does next. That probably says everything regarding my thoughts on this movie. Nick Siebel says, I considered this my number one movie of 2023. This movie has the shock factor that I wasn't ready for. It's not the perfect horror film, but it does a lot of things perfectly. The setups pay off. This film is infectious, no pun intended. It pulls no punches, and I loved every evil moment. Pure cinema. I really can't wait to hear your thoughts and opinions. Spoiler warning, never trust animals. That was a great scene.
No. I trust
Michael,
them more than most other things.
What?
It says don't trust animals. I'm like, I trust them more than most other things.
Michael Whitaker says, where Evil Lurks? Where was it shot? New Jersey? Yes, I recycled my same comment from the last movie. It's really hard when you pick all these movies I've never heard of. Well, Michael, we didn't pick this.
movie.
You picked them. Yeah.
This is your fault.
Last week we watched a movie called, which you've also voted for, A Bay of Blood.
Indeed.
David Brown says, as for the infamous ending, my take on it was that the son thought the gun was a toy, which accounts for that line when their parents play dead well. I imagine the filmmakers put it in there so it would be a punishment for the wicked couple, kind of like the makers of The Bad Seed used an actual bolt of lightning to deliver justice to the killer brat, which does not happen in either the play or the novel. I'm glad to hear you are adding Mill of the Stone Women to your list. I first saw it back in 1989. Arrow released a limited edition Blu-ray back in 2021, which I happily own.
That's I was gonna say it's funny. We mentioned it and talked about it here, and then I saw that Arrow Blu-ray. I'm like,
Really?
oh, it came up. I'm like, what
we
the fuck? Wait, where did
manifested it.
I just see this? Oh, we just talked about it. Mill of the Stone. Yeah,
That's the restored one. I think that when that came out, I rewatched it. I'm like, wow, that really is
Nice.
a good looking movie. Also about A Bay of Blood. Corpo Agent says, maybe I've oversimplified this movie, but the way I see it, this is a spoiler. Okay, so if you haven't
Spoiler
seen A
alert.
Bay of Blood, I'm sorry, the last one was a spoiler for
50-year-old movie, 60-year-old movie. You haven't seen it?
Okay. You've been warned. All right. Maybe I've oversimplified this movie, but the way I see it, everyone is a killer, and each murder has a unique motive, all leading back to the bay somehow. As for the ending, the commentary track claims that the children were influenced by all the violence around them, and they were simply imitating what they saw. The best explanation, though, is that, like all Italian horror films, plot cohesion gives way to visual aesthetic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it right there.
That's it.
It right there.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I forgot about the children at the end of that movie.
Write a paper on the history of Giallo and just put that sentence.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need.
The week before, we watched a movie called Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. And Teresa Ann writes in and says, I'm the same age as Sean, Holly, and Michaela, and I grew up on Freddy Krueger and the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I watched Friday the 13th growing up in the 90s, but I felt like Jason wasn't on regular TV as much as Freddy was. I didn't grow up in the Halloween series because I don't remember seeing Michael Myers on TV nearly as much as Freddy, Jason, and Chucky even.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like Halloween syndication didn't really come around till later.
Yeah. Side note, you're as old as us.
Or you guys could take that as a compliment as being as young as me.
Oh, that's true.
That's how we'll take it.
Taking it.
Yeah.
Taking it.
We'll meet you in the middle.
Nick Siebel says about our Freddy's Dead episode, another great episode. I love all the talk about TGIF. I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to revisit this movie, I think I might have to now. This movie always felt like a fever dream. Roseanne Barr, Tom Arnold, and I believe Freddy even rode a broomstick and quoted the Wizard of Oz. Let's just say this franchise peaked at Dream Warriors and would never reach the top of that mountain again.
Yeah, I think you're in line with us on that. Well,
Yeah,
That's a different.
Well,
but that's like a different thing.
we said the trilogy is 137.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
The
the
Nancy-
Nancy
the
trilogy.
The Nancy
Yeah.
trilogy, yes.
G Money says
G-Money.
yeah, the worst Freddy mask.
This feels like the right way to say it.
Yeah.
The worst Freddy, the Freddy makeup.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the worst
yeah.
Freddy makeup, in my opinion, but as digestible as 3, 4, and 5. I also can't believe Colin didn't like Tron that was our best of the.
Oh,
the new
yeah.
Tron.
Yeah, Tron Ares, yeah.
He
the
tried.
3D was great and the soundtrack was awesome. Leto was the perfect choice for AI come to life as his shitty acting
Well,
Well,
yeah,
there
most
you go. When you put
valid.
it that way.
made sense to me in this role.
Love it. Love it. Love that as a society, we're just like, enough with Jared Leto.
Jared
It's just like,
Leto.
enough.
Yeah.
Like, we've got it.
Yeah, I think we've sent videos
Yeah.
to each other where it's like what a studio's doing when they're casting
Yeah.
movies. She's like, Jared Leto. And they're like, yeah, Jared
Jared
Leto.
Leto.
It's like, no. But
Yeah.
that has got to be what they're doing.
Is he still doing? Do we establish 30 Seconds to Mars? Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing.
Yeah, I think he's still doing it.
Okay, he's got albums. Good for him. Well, thank
He
you
has
all.
a sex cult island. Yeah, yeah.
Does he? Oh.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Oh,
He does.
oh no.
That's part of what his band is for. That you can buy VIP tickets to go to his band's island.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
gotta
I
read
had
the
no
news.
idea.
When COVID happened, he was on like some weird ayahuasca retreat thing on his island and didn't know about COVID for like 2 weeks. He didn't know about the shutdown or anything because he was cut off from society.
Oh, I did remember
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I got some reading
He's
to
a
do.
weird guy.
Yeah.
To say the least, yeah, I would say so.
But God damn it, I love Tron Legacy. Anyway, thank you all for writing in. We really
thank you.
appreciate it. Now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of tonight's movie, When Evil Lurks, starting with
Sean, I like this movie. I know that it might not make entirely like a lot of sense. And I'm fine with that. I didn't question it a lot when I first saw this movie, when it first came out years ago. You guys bring up a lot of good points story-wise. How about some things aren't clear, don't necessarily make sense. It's a messy movie. I'll give it that. But I love how it's shot. I love there is a score to this, which I actually like very much. I think it adds a lot to this movie. I'm a fan of the shock value of it and kind of how brutal it gets. I do like that. I'm a fan of a bleak movie. I'll take it. This one's pretty bleak. It's got some issues, but I think it all the vibes were good as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm gonna recommend. I think it's
The vibes were good.
the vibes were good. Yeah, I liked it.
What vibes?
In
It was
this
good.
bleak movie, the vibes were good.
I liked it. Again, it's probably something wrong with me, but yeah, I did enjoy it. The main character makes a lot of wrong decisions, but you know what? People in the world make a lot of fucking wrong decisions. Maybe you don't necessarily want to watch that in your movie, but yeah, I liked it. I like the fact that it was shocking. Yeah, I recommend it. You know, you're gonna have some maybe unanswered questions, and like I said, it's messy, but I liked it. I recommend. Holly.
I think the vibes were bad.
Okay. Perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Wouldn't argue with you.
To be fair, I was not in the mood to watch a movie like this tonight, and I fully admit that. But I wanted to give it a shot. It is beautifully shot. I will give you that. There's some good scenery. It looks good. I didn't enjoy the brutality. I didn't enjoy how confusing and unaware this movie is. Like, it doesn't know its own rules. I feel like things are just made up to make the scene convenient. It didn't really make any sense whatsoever. I didn't enjoy any of this movie. I really didn't. I appreciate that it did things we're not used to seeing, and it was, jarring and whatever. What the axe in the face, was not expecting that. The dog, I wasn't expecting them to show so much that they showed. So I'll give them credit for stuff like that. But man, this was a bleak ass movie, and I'm okay with bleak, but man, it was brutal. And I think what made it really bad was it is an assault on the senses. Like,
Yeah.
the sound in this, like, it's so, every like gory scene had gory sound effects,
Also squelching.
squelching. So
It feels like it shouldn't be a word you get to say out loud, And it feels like bad.
Yeah,
like
it
it feels
was
like a slur
very-
somehow.
When they loaded
Yeah.
that body in the back of the truck, the squelching was
Squelching.
so gross, and like the dripping, and I just,
Mm.
and it was just so loud. Like, there was commotion constantly.
Yes.
That was very loud, and it was not doing good things for me.
You were assaulted tonight.
I was very much assaulted tonight. I tried to give it a shot. I told you the few things that I can say that were positive about it, but overall, not for me. Not for me. So I'm not going to recommend it. Colin, what do you think?
Well, I've had 2 opportunities to see it now. I didn't like it on the first go round. And so the second one, I'm going in open-minded, right? I'm going to watch it. And I realize that it's been critically lauded. And I'm like, what are people getting out of this movie that, why are they saying that they like it so much? And it's like, okay, it is brutal. It's gory. It's nihilistic and therefore horrifying. And so if you want grim, nihilistic horror, if that's what, because Michaela and I were actually talking before you guys showed up, but I'm like, this is like, I remember living through criticism of horror movies where it was like they're all just cheap thrills.
Yep.
They're cheap shocks. They do cheap jump scares and all that. And so these filmmakers are like, I keep going back to Ari Aster as like the guy who, like, holy fuck. I mean, Midsummer and Hereditary were just like pits of despair, and they were horrifying movies. And these kind of seem like they're in the same, ballpark as that. Grim, bleak, brutal experiences where you're going to be put through the ringer. It's relentless. And so from all of that, you'd think that I'd be like, yeah, I'm in favor of it. But I wasn't. And the reason, because my brain sat there trying to follow the plot. And, and I was like, you're setting up all these rules. It's like a fantasy movie, I guess, right? Not more so than a horror movie, but it's like horror fantasy. It's setting up a universe and it has to explain it to you. And then its internal logic doesn't, to me, and I think we were talking about it tonight, to me, it like fails all over the place.
Yep.
It's introducing things that never pay off. There's tangents with scenes that you can cut out that don't go anywhere. I get they add to a overall tone of bleakness, but I just didn't feel like anything cohered into a whole. And so because of that, I was frustrated and angry with it. So yeah, I think I'm going to pass on it. I don't think you need to see it. And I'm not passing on it because of I like Terrifier 3, so
Clip that out and save it. I like Terrifier 3.
yeah,
Colin Clark.
I enjoyed Terrifier 3. That was a brutal movie, but like in some ways was more, I know you're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say it was a more fun watch than this. So yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. The experience, or I think it was because it like made no sense to me. I think that was the biggest sin that it committed. And so, yeah, I don't know. Either I'm missing something or
You're not.
okay.
I think one of this movie's downfalls, I will say, is the rules that got brought up, because that is going to stick with everybody, and I don't think the movie's meant for those to be such a big deal within the movie. Yeah, they bring them up and everything, but I don't know that you're supposed to like, these are hard rules and you must abide by them. I don't even think it's supposed to mean that within the movie because it's not clear to any of them really. I don't know. I think that's a major downfall because everyone gets stuck on the rules and then they hate it because the movie doesn't abide by it. I think it's our problem.
You're setting up the rules.
I think
this
it's
is
our
the
problem.
rules of the universe. You're explaining
We have to know something about the lore to especially because like you said, Colin, it does feel like the whole movie already happened and we're jumping into like the aftermath. If you're going to do that, we have to give us context. So they chose to give us context in the form of rules. Yeah.
Okay, what'd you think?
Yeah, Colin, we were talking before you guys got here, and I was saying I was really trying to wipe the slate clean and go in fresh. And I basically remembered the brutality scenes for my first part and not so much the plot. And I agree, Sean, the first time I watched it, I was not so hung up on like the plot and the way things connected and stuff because I'd heard so much about how brutal it was. And I heard about the dog scene. I heard about the hatchet scene. So like I knew that it had these gory moments that people were shocked by. So I was more like spotting for those. But yeah, this time watching it and knowing what was going to happen with those scenes, I was trying to connect the dots and follow the plot more. And that's like to the movie's detriment to pay attention to the plot, which is insane.
Yeah,
like,
I think this movie is made to be that initial viewing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, I like that this guy's making original things and that he's trying new things, but it needs some refinement. It's a major refinement. I want him to still keep making stuff because I think he can get better. Yeah. And I actually think like, I mean, I don't know. I would say I like Terrified more, but I also don't remember any of it other than the one impactful scene. So that's not fair either. But when Colin and I were talking before, I said, if you're going to introduce rules in a movie, the sweet spot is like 3 to 5, right? You can't go more. And Colin and I were trying to guess how many there were. I was like, I think there's 9. And then when they said 7, I was like, oh, fuck. And then when they kept going, I was like, wait, no, it's more like 15. Like, there's so many unwritten rules.
It's like the 49 rules of power, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's too many.
Yeah, 3 to 5, because you have to give enough that your audience can remember. You know, like, you can't throw 7 things at me and then be like, okay, remember all of those for the rest of the movie.
And I know I said it as a joke, but the Don't Feed Them After Midnight, Gremlins got it locked
3.
down. Like, they figured it out.
Nailed
it. Here's the 3.
Yeah.
This will fuck everything up. We only need 3.
Yeah,
exactly. The dog scene was, oh man, I could feel myself getting tense knowing that was coming because I found that to be one of the more upsetting ones, especially because I thought something was gonna happen to the dog, and then when the dog is the one, you're like, I mean, you know the dog's possessed, so you know like something, but you think that someone's just gonna shoot the dog or something, right? You know, and then it gets way worse than that. But yeah, I'm glad he's still making stuff. I want to keep this kind of spirit alive in filmmaking, but I didn't enjoy this. And I like bleak movies. Pet Sematary is one of my favorite movies. That's a pretty fucking bleak movie.
There's a difference between bleak and like
relentless. Nihilistic.
Because I'm with you. I love Pet Sematary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that's like a kid gets fucking run over by a truck and it was pretty goddamn bleak. But it's and the relentless nature of this and like it just not making sense. It doesn't work for me. I'm glad people enjoyed it, and the effects do look fucking great. I would like to know what the budget was in this movie. I couldn't find anything about budget, but it looks great. It's disgusting, but I just I can't get past like how messy the plot is. I can't get past that.
I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, and I also didn't enjoy it. Like Colin and I were talking. I think Colin. I think you and I probably talked about when we first watched it 2 years ago about how.
It sounds like you guys were doing a lot of pre-gaming before this podcast.
I was just here like 15 minutes before everyone else, but I remember it not living up to the hype when I watched it the first time, and I'm glad other people like it. But brutality alone is not a reason for me to watch a movie, so I'm going to pass.
All right, so that's 1 in favor of, 3 against on When Evil Lurks. And so now we're going to tell you what we're going to be watching. Your most requested movie of the year is coming up next, and that's going to be Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
A sequel.
All right. Sean's happy. He won.
I win.
Did you fudge the numbers on this one, Sean?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay.
This was life handing me this and saying, hey, you're doing it right.
Yeah. Okay, well, we hope thanks for sticking with us, and we hope you'll join us next week for Hellbound Hellraiser 2. And until then, ladies and germs, the basement is going dark.